Hi. So I do not have a presentation, but so I wanted to talk a little bit about the engineering program and the upcoming engineering program that will be offered at United Tribes. So my name is Alexa Azier. I am from Standing Rock originally, and I've been teaching at United Tribes since 2012. So a lot of people don't even know what engineers do. So engineers take knowledge in math and science and apply it to make solutions for people for things that people need in their lives, whether that be water treatment, renewable energies, coming up with products, medicines. I mean, it's vast, right? So there's for engineers, there's mechanical engineers that work with motors. They can work with materials. There's ag engineers that can work with seed development and stuff for farmers. Electrical engineers and computer engineers can work with power systems, with renewable energies, with software development. Chemical engineers work with medicines, paints, makeups. It's all about developing products to make life easier for people and a little bit better. Civil engineers, they work with water treatment, they work with roads, infrastructures, buildings, and so it's pretty vast. Now, the program at United Tribes is only a 2-year program. And so what we do is we cover kind of the core classes that would be relevant to a lot of those different programs. And so the types of classes you'd be taking is you'd take through Calc 3. So you would start with pre-calculus, Calc 1, Calc 2, Calc 3. You're going to take some chemistry. You're going to take a couple physics classes, engineering mechanics, so statics and dynamics. And then for the new program, so the environmental engineering program, that's, you're going to still have the math, but it's going to be a little more chemistry heavy. And so you'd have Chem 1, Chem 2, you're still going to have Physics 2, so and then you would have Intro to Environmental Engineering, Design in Environmental Engineering, and then Fundamentals. Nice cat. And then you will also be taking like physical geology. And so that's an environmental science course, but you would be taking that course, to give you a little bit more of a broad range of courses to take. Organic Chemistry 1. So yeah, things you can do with an associate's degree. With an associate's degree, you could go out and you could be a CAD technician. Oh, that's another thing, is you'd be taking CAD courses. So you'll be working with computer-aided design and drafting. And so what we do in that course is you work with software to develop products. And so right now I have students that are working on a 3D printed spacesuit with a group at UND to develop a spacesuit that can be printed in space. Right. So currently the spacesuits, they have to be sewn by people like special seamstress. But when you're in space, if something happens, you need to be able to repair it. And so what we work with is 3D printers to be able to print these, these parts that might be needed out in space. So yeah, and then you do end up printing a 3D object that you would design for that course. And let's see, jobs. Right? So you could get a CAD technician job, you could be an engineering technician, or most typically people go on to their 4-year degree. So with a 4-year degree, you can get out and you can go and you can be an engineer, right? You don't really have to go on to get a master's or a PhD. However, if you want to do research and you want to, if you want to continue on your education, that's obviously an option, but it's not absolutely necessary to go and get a job. Places that you can be employed: NASA, national labs, the state, the federal government. I know one student is looking at Pratt & Whitney, which was just in the news because of Boeing, which is another, Boeing's another one. You can work with developing planes, cars, Tesla, Google, Microsoft. It's very broad on what you can do. The program is aligned to transfer into South Dakota State or South Dakota School of Mines. North Dakota State University, University of North Dakota, and then I have started conversations with the University of Arizona in Tucson. So, and then for the environmental engineering program, that right now is aligned with North Dakota State University, but I'm looking at discussions with Navajo Tech University, which also just, is developing environmental engineering program as well.